Hi guys. Nimewa-miss. I've missed y'all so much. Many miss. Mbona mjani miss venye nimewa-miss? It's been a really long time. Tangu nikuvutie. It's your girl Kayetorwa and welcome back to my YouTube. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's been many months, many days, but we are now here. Now I know. Mnajiuliza, uni nani? Beyonce, is that you? Naka fiti, na feel fiti. Leo hata sina apologies tutaziweka kwa video ingine. I just wanna get straight right into it. Today's episode is gonna be 20 things that I wish I learned before I turned 20. I really do feel like if someone had told me, like, baby, this is how life is, this is how you need to approach the world, things would have been easier. And I know experience is the best teacher. Sometimes you need to experience things so that you learn, but sometimes it's unnecessary. It's unnecessary. If you can avoid trauma altogether, avoid it. I want you to pull up a chair. Kama you are doing something, endelea tukufanya unisikie, nikubambe kidogo, nikuambie life story. Basically, I have 20 things I'm going to be like reading out. I have my notebook over here, by the way. Ndo hii hapa. Have my notebook. So I'm going to be reading what I wrote, and then I'm gonna give like a brief description. Ama nita elaborate commentary kidogo. Now, mini last born kwetu, but I want you to take me as your big sister. If you're watching this, probably you're in your early 20s, ama hapo 19, 18 at least. Chini ya 18 atuwataki hapa, mwende home. Mama amesema mwende home. Yeah. So, I want you to hold my hand when I say this to you, honey. A huge percentage of my following inakwanga madem. So, my boy dem sijui mtafanyaje, mkae tu kwa kona msikize. Because again, I am speaking as a 22-year-old from the perspective of a young woman. I can never talk about men's experiences because I know nothing about being a man. I know absolutely nothing, but I'm a woman and men are our counterparts. So pia tukiongelea mapenzi, remember we are talking from the female perspective, from Kayetorwa's perspective. Yeah, na feel like lazima niwape disclaimers because people like to do selective hearing, but you're not gonna do this here. Kuja na masikio zote mbili, open-minded, and pay attention to the eyes. 20 things that I wish I learned before I turned 20. So yako tu ni kusikia, then uko okay, Kayet anafikiria hivi. Mimi nafikiria aje? Yeah, I just felt like I needed to give that disclaimer. Like, amwoni venye background nimengangana. Jamani, msichana ametemo. I want to give y'all quality stuff. Ndo mnipe quality engagement. Ndo nisirudi kwetu nyumbani, mashambani. I don't want our village people, my village people, to be like, I told you so. We told you not to get into content. Content are not do. Disclaimer again, this is not an ad. I just saw this new drink, ini Red Bull watermelon. It's new. Sijui ilitoka how many weeks ago. Ilienda to supermarket kufanya shopping at the weekend. I was like, I want to try it. It's actually cold. Imetoka to fridge. So as a lover of watermelon, I love melon so much. I want us to try it together. Is it really together? Oh, naniangalia nikikunywa, but nakupea review. Sawa. Yeah. Acha tusikie. Kabla tuendelee, last I checked tulikuwa 56k subscribers. That's tea. Considering nimekuwa mtoro, like sikuangi active, sikuangi consistent, but y'all still fuck with me. Thank you. Now let's do the test mbio. Ooh, baby, I want to use a straw because sitaki kutoa lip gloss. Okay. You can definitely taste the melon kidogo. You can taste the melon. It's nice. I'd give it a what? 7. I need the energy, you know. Red Bull gives you wings. I'm also talking from real life experiences. This is not some research and whatever. No. Real life experiences, and I'm one person who likes to keep track of patterns. Cause nakuanga, fool me once, fool me twice, mi ndo fala. Saa mi spendi hiyo. Also, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results is insanity. Ume cheesy, bro. So I'm one person like, and I like writing things down. Like, nione hii ni black, hii ni white, hii ndo gray area. Ni decide where do I stand. So most of these things ni kitu, you know, over and over again. Imenifanyikia in life, nime experience, and I'm like, bro, I just wish somebody told me about this. Ikifanyika mara moja sawa, mara mbili sawa, but over and over again, zizi. And again, hata nikikwambia usifanye kitu, wakitaka kufanya, just do it. Sometimes you just need to learn the hard way. You know, asiyefunzwa na mamae, kufunza na ulimwengu. Mimi mama alinifunza, but ulimwengu ikamchukua kabla hajanifunza zaidi. So I came out into this world. Also remember, I don't like to say I'm a village girl, but I'm a small town girl. So ukienyo ndani yangu ulikuwa mob. I was not exposed. And I also am a sick girl, a sick person. I grew up very sick. So I was always indoors. Nimeanza kuinteract na watu when I left home. Like, hizo zote mi sikuwa natambua. Maybe vitu zingine nitasema hapa mko like, baby, is this illogical? I never knew. Nimekuja kujulia hapa. And I'm like, let me just give y'all a heads up, okay? Okay. 20 things that I wish I knew before I turned 20. Coming from a 22-year-old. Number 1. Number uno. Take that risk. Ndo hizi hapa, by the way. Niliandika mpaka na notes. We are not playing. Ebu pull up a chair. Katonge, babe. Katonge. Maboy dem nimwambia nyi sijui mtaka wapi. Cause I don't know if y'all are gonna relate with me sana. I hope so. Take that risk. Don't be scared, honey. Don't be scared. Or better yet, do it while scared. It's allowed. Take that risk. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there. Usiogope. My favorite quote inakuanga, show me a life without risk and I will show you a life worth not living. And personally, my biggest risk was leaving home at the age of 20. I left home. My people cut me off. They cut me off. And I had to fend for myself. And thanks to God's grace, na mina nikajituma, nikajikaza kisabuni. Here we are. Things did work out. And the thing about risk, this is what I say. Not every idea that you get ama opportunity you should take. But kuna zile opportunity unapatanga unasema hii nisipo why. Like if I don't take it, it's gonna go. And that's how I felt. Because at that time, it was a whole long story. But I remember telling my parents, because my dad was like, you're gonna do it later on. Maliza shule kwanza utafanya baadaye. Mimi niko no, I need to do it now. Because the thing actually about content creation, there are new creators coming up. Kesho, leo, every day there's somebody new. Staying on top, or rather staying relevant, si rahisi. So I had this opportunity that I felt like was once in a lifetime. And my intuition was just that, Kayet, baby girl, if you don't do this, so you're gonna suffer. Utalia. So nilichukua to your risk. I was stressed as fuck. I was crying all the time. I was so stressed. And the saddest bit for me was my people, my own blood were against it. But nikikuja huku kwa mtaa, you guys, Mko, you're doing a great job. You're gonna go to like places. Keep doing what you're doing. And personally, that's also how I felt, like I'm doing a great job. So kidogo I felt like they were betraying me, but nikasema, let me just take the chance and see it. So take that risk. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. But also remember, sometimes the risk, it'll take some time kumachua. Like for me, this is me speaking 2 years later. 2 years later ndo nimefika hapa. At first it was rocky, but tunaendelea tu put in the work. God's favor nayo, Mungu hawezi kuacha uhangaike akiona venye unang'ang'ana na uko na roho safi. Personally, I always say, I think that I'm a good person. I might do bad things every now and then, but overall, I'm a good person. I pour kindness into the world. Like, I treat people how I'd like to be treated. Yeah, so kama uko tu sawa, imagine itajipa na usiogope sana. Do it, baby. Do it! Number 2, you cannot pour from an empty cup. Meaning what? Jijaze kwanza when it comes to everything. You cannot give the love that you do not have. I feel like that's self-explanatory. Take time to take care of yourself. Show yourself all the tender loving na ujijaze to a point. So ikifika time you're pouring into someone, if you're pouring into them na ya kupei share, tutakuwa like niaje? I know people like to say, oh, the world is not transactional. We're gonna get there. I personally think that it is. But again, take care of yourself. Get your house in order. Mentally, physically. Kwanza physically. Yo, I always tell you guys, good health is like a crown that the healthy wear, but only us the sick can see. You guys take your health for granted sana. Hezi kuwa ni pare after pare. Shayo tu. Hata uhydrate. Kunywa maji kidogo. Matter of fact, let's take a break. Let's take a commercial break. Hebu go and drink some water. Acha hata mimi nikunywe. Mnajua tu kunywangi maji kuinje. Hydrate. It's the simple things. Take care of your health. Kula tu fruits. Cause ukijichunga, ndo hata now when it comes to working hard, you can take care of yourself. Unaweza jituma venye inafaa. Bila kugonjeka kila saa. Also take care of your mental health. Do not let people stress you out. There's a song that I like inasemanga, wacha okay, ni ya Kijaka. Usijitagore na binadamu. Stress ndogo avoid. Deal with the big important stuff. If it were necessary, if you can avoid them. Don't let people stress you out, and equally do not stress people out. Sawa? Yeah, najua leo toni ya kuhamasisha, cause nataka kukuhamasisha. As a young lady, I'm talking to all my girlies out there. Take care of yourself. Take care of your mental health. Be kind to yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself. My best friend was telling me, you need to treat yourself like a friend. Unaona the way, let's say if you're a kind person, the way you're kind to your friend, you're forgiving. Unamsamea kila saa kuongelesha shit, hata wewe na usijiongeleshe shit. Kuna watu wanapendanga kusema, oh, I am so stupid. You're not. Stop saying that. Stop calling yourself dumb. You're gonna be dumb. From your mouth to God's ears. Sawa. Take care of your mental health. It matters as much as your physical health. I don't want to get too deep into that, but you get what I'm saying. You get what I mean, baby. You get what I mean. Number 3, learn how to say no. Learn how to say no. And no is a full sentence. It does not need an explanation. A no is a no. A no is a strong standing no, and say it as it is. Useme hapana, akino. No. Staki. Say it and be firm. Be firm. And I always this is what I do. Because sometimes, okay, one, people struggle with saying no because of your people pleasing tendencies. You don't want to look like the bad guy. Saying no does not mean that you're bad. And ever since I began saying no, naanza kusikia, Kaya tunaringa, mbona unaniringi? Sikuringi, staki tu. Unaona venye unapenda chai? Mimi napenda chai. Unaona venye unapenda coffee na mimi sipendi coffee? Ni hivyo tu. So ukini offer coffee na staki. It's just as simple as that. There's no reason. Do you have the reasons why you like coffee? Probably do. Inaonjanga fiti, inaonja poa. Mimi sipendi coffee because it makes me jumpy sana. Your adrenaline, I don't like it. I don't like it. I really don't like it. So I don't like coffee. Do I have any other reason? No. If you don't have a reason, just say no. This is what I use now. Like if you want to be sure that your no is sure. Let's say somebody calls me, Kayet, come to the club leo. If I wanna say yes, your yes inatokanga too without hesitation. But if I wanna say no, pia itatoka too. Like the first thought that comes to your mind after I tell you, Kayet, twende out. Hapana, twende tu, kwani wewe ni kuku, toki kwa nyumba, leo ni Saturday, ni weekend. If I was to change my mind, at the second no is when I change my mind. Unaona after hizo mavitu zote ndo sasa nitakwambia okay basi twende. But if my answer is still a no, baby girl, that is a sign to stick to the no all the way. Hata ulete mbogi yote nipigie call after call. Kwa nini ukam? Si ukam, kuja Why sitaki? And that's enough. Cause people like to be pushy. People like to be hella pushy. I always say, go where you want and where you are wanted. Where you want. Do I want to go to the club? Yes. Who am I going with? Do they want me around? And don't tell me ujui kujua watu wanakutaka around. You can know by the way they treat you, the way they talk to you, the way they consider you. I know it's hard to learn how to say no. Personally, it took a lot. This year ndo nimejua kusema no. Last year I had the people pleasing tendencies and I was also someone who was easily swayed. So mgeni chocha naingia box. But then naingia box, nafika huko have a bad experience nakumbuka. Ndo maana first thought yangu haikuwa kukuja hapa. So these days, if I don't want it, I don't want it, shy. I don't want it. And it's okay. Just say no. Nakwambia itakuwa ngumu. But just say it. Sema tu no. I can insist no. No. Be firm with it. I don't say anything else. Apparently, people out here substitute that no. Like, usiseme sema no. Ama sema zote mbili. No, Learn how to say no. If you don't want to do something, don't do it. If you don't want to go somewhere, don't do it. I hope your point may land. Number 4, learn/know how to communicate. This is a big one. For me, it was so big. Communication is key. Communication is very important. And I mean how to communicate all-roundedly. Know how to state your wants. Know how to state what you don't like. Know how to describe vitu. Know how to inaitwaje. Let's say if you're laying out a proposal, jua venye kujielezea. Na kumbuka communication goes both ways. So even when you're having a conversation with someone, it's a conversation. Do not talk at people. Unaona? You talk at, you talk to, you talk with somebody. So learning how to communicate, unaweza rudi huko English, kumbuke the cues, kupractice inaitwaje turn taking. Kama ungekuwa hapa like tungekuwa tunaongea, mimi nitaongea niongee ninyamaze. Nikusikie uongee and you cannot point ya mtu ikifika mwisho a small pause una contribute. And communication it's nice kwa sababu it provides clarity. There's nothing I hate kama confusion. Tukue clear. Shoot iko saa ngapi? Kesho 6. Ask follow-up questions. What do I need to carry? What do I need to wear? are you going to pay me to attend? How much are you gonna pay me? When am I going to get the payment? Do not assume that people eti itafanyika tu. Be very clear. Like juzi, someone was calling me talking about, oh, let's do this and this and this, and I was like, okay, I'm down. Kutakuwa na payment? If yes, ni how much? Okay, napata deposit ama? Kama like itaingia lini, wapi, do we need an agreement? Hizo zote, because trust me, if you don't communicate later on when you bring up the issue, watakuwa like, but you never said upendi, hukuwahi sema utaki. Learn how to communicate. Communication is gonna make everything seamless. It's going to avoid you stress. Now Mbianga, personally, I have bigger stress to worry about. I need to worry about a whole freaking chronic illness. Sasa I don't want to also be worrying about sasa venye alisema alimaanisha nini. Uliza in the spot. If somebody is like, oh, your hair looks different, nitakuuliza different how? Different in a good way or in a bad way? That's how communication is for me. And I feel like for our generation, tulikuwa raised, again from personal experience, in a society where you do not speak unless you're spoken to. So hapo ndo ikafanya unajiekea tu, unajiekea, unaogopa kuuliza maswali. Don't be scared, because remember, these are things I wish I knew before I turned 20. At 20, you're an adult. It is you against the world. Okay, not literally, you need to have a community. Yote tutaongelea mbele. But wewe ni mtu mkubwa, jua kujibonga, kujielezea. Kama ni job mtu anakulipa kidogo, you're not okay with that pay, tell them. I'm talking from experience, like hii sector yetu yenye payments zinakuanga not set, ziko flexible. Mwambia zi, ama for this amount I can do this and this and this only. Why? Because my value is this and this. Just learn how to communicate. Again, it's not easy, but baby steps. And trust me, whenever you make one step, like let's say kitambo, personally had a problem with, whenever I'd send my rate card, nilikuanga na shida yaku bargain. Let me say, to come to understanding. So I used to accept any amount you throw at me, hata kama I know that my value ni worth more than what you're giving me. But pole tu, kwanza nikatengeza rate card very detailed, mpaka kuna ya USD. Badha mkuje tufanye kazi, engagement yangu huanga top. But yeah, so to a point, natuma rate card, unaisoma, unanipigia, then now we start finding a solid ground. Again, I know people like to tell us, especially creative, that you don't have to explain your value to someone, but sometimes someone may not really see it. But mi pia nasemanga, if you don't see my value, why are you here? Why are you here? Ulifikiria vitu ni za bwerere, si za bwerere? Do you know how hard it is to capture the attention of 1,000 people, let alone 50K, let alone 100K? Getting 1.2 million, Clark 1.4 actually, to hit the follow button. Si rahisi, na wewe pia unajua si rahisi, ndo maana umekuja kwangu. So you know my value, unataka tu kunikandamiza. Again, baby girl, learn how to communicate. To add a bit on communication, communication is not just about the words. Do not just hear the words. You also need to be able to grasp the feelings, the intention and the actions. And I'm very huge on action. And kwanza, let's talk about our counterparts. You know, the men. I hate it so much when a man tries to move to me, and very well you can read my body language. Bro, mi sitaki kubonga na wewe. And I know you know, but you still insisting. So in my head, niko mbona unaongelesha mtu hataki? Yeah, you can know when someone does not want to talk to you. Attention haiko kwako. Unaongelesha mtu ako to looking every other place except like kukuangalia. You're talking to someone, they're on their phone. Okay, the phone thing I can give it a pass, but if you're talking to someone and they're on their phone na wanataka wajue wanakusikia, watakwambia na kusikia, endelea tu. But kama unaongelesha mtu ako tu kwa simu na unaendelea, bro, huna heshima, uji respect. Hata for the girlies, you're talking to someone and hayuko hapo. So learn how to read the body language. Kama mtu ajisikie na wewe jiondoe. It's not by force, honey. It's not by force. Go and worry about other things. But not that, sawa? So learn how to communicate, jua kujielezea, learn how to, especially when it comes to feelings. I know it's a bit difficult because again, personally I grew up around a society where as a kid you do not speak unless you are spoken to, in the name of, oh, you need to respect your elders. So I had to learn how to explain. Na imekuwa ngumu, but I'm slowly getting there. Like recently, I have a friend, someone that I really, really like and admire, and we had an issue. And deep down, I knew if I don't tell her about this issue and how this thing made me feel, we are going to lose this friendship that I value sana. So I had to call her, I sat her down. Na nikikwambia roho yangu ilikuwa ina beat out of my chest because I have never done such a thing. Those who know me, I have many ex-friends because you mess with me kidogo, I ghost you. That's what I do. Because when I like you so much, I cannot confront you because inaniumiza. So huyo iliniumiza. Mpaka I remember I made a list. But when she came, she was very genuine. Because again, uzuri, thank God, ye pia ni mature. Hata the list nili scratch. Nikapua to my feelings, my thoughts, what I think, how I feel about what happened. And she also cleared the air. And tukarudi tu perfectly okay like we were. So learn how to communicate. It's going to save. I normally think, not feel, kuna difference, that some friendships or relationships did not necessarily have to end. Communication tu hapo ndo ilishinda. And also, it's okay to be confrontational. That's something new that I'm learning. It doesn't mean that I hate you. You just did something that imeni hit vi different. Na nikiendelea kuiweka, italipuka. It's going to make me start or rather begin to resent you. So let me just tell you about it. The earlier the better. And also ukisema inakutoka, sema ikutoke. Number 5, practice gratitude. Practice gratitude. Always be thankful. I think that we take so many things for granted. Personally, I don't. I used to rather, I'm grateful for everything. Mimi, nikiongelesha Mungu na kuanga grateful mpaka for kuweza kukojoa. Yeah. God, thank you. Leo nimesusu poa. Because as someone who's had to pee in a bedpan, I know, even being able to you take yourself to the ukae be thankful to God. Be grateful for that. Yeah. Mimi nakwambia the lowest point in my life was when I was put in adult diapers. Oh, in a public hospital. Unakaa, you shit on yourself over and over again because the nurses don't care. They don't care. And also, we're in a public hospital. Ni level 5 hospital hapa Kenya lakini, this was in 2020. Yo, after 2 days, and then it was during COVID, so my family could also not make it on every day. So, like there's a day I sat and shat on myself for 2 days non-stop until my sister came and changed me. So I'm grateful for everything, and trust me, the more you express gratitude, the more you just, whatever you believe in. Najua beliefs ni mingi. If you believe in God, Jesus Christ, the universe, spirits, kitu tu unaamini, shukuru kila saa. And also, gratitude comes with being content. And don't get me wrong, kukua content haimanishi you to stop wanting more for yourself. You can want more for yourself, you can work towards more, but ile uko nayo sahizi, kuwa grateful for that. Kuwa grateful for that. And comparison is the killer of joy. So do not compare yourself to other people and what they have. Don't. Let's talk about wigs. This is a nice wig. It's not too pricey, but it's nice. My first wig ilikuwa 1800. This is 8500. When I had the 1800 one, I was so happy. That was my life. That was my everything. Na imanishi uko comfortable. No. So hiyo kidogo konayo saizi, kuwa grateful for it. Kama ni phone, I began my content creation with a Techno Spark. Spark 5 Pro, simu ilikuwa ina overheat kama pasi. Hapo ndo msanii alijijenga, mkaja mkanijua. Nilikuwa so grateful for that, because gratitude and contentment itafanya usifeel your pressure. It baffles me when I hear people talking about, sijui mama celeb anatusetia standards. Unasetiwa standards kwa nini? Be your own standard of everything. Juicy on live, was I trying to censor myself? But yeah, Juicy on live, I was talking about how you need to be your own standard for everything. Personally, I am my own standard of beauty. I am my dream girl. You ask me who's the most beautiful girl in the world, Kayetorwa. Cause ukianza kutegemea huku nje, hakuna kitu inani baffle. Eti mnatupea unapewa pressure. Why? Unapewa pressure na ujui what they have, how they got it. Unapewa pressure why? Unapewa pressure why? I repeat, unapressuriwa kwa nini? Because you guys are taking away accountability. And remember, when unapewa pressure, personally, I like to say that I post my reality, my own experiences, where I'm at right now. When I was in my bedsitter, I was posting life in my bedsitter, and I was very happy and content. Right now, nimehama to a bigger place, I'm posting here. When I move to a mansion, inshallah, from my mouth to God's ears, I'm still gonna post there. So, what influencers do, coming from an influencer, most of the time, leave alone the ones who fake life, we are documenting our lived experiences as at now. Now, as the viewer, what I don't like is you like to pick and choose. Cause nikishi kwa bedsitter, did I pressure you to move into a bedsitter? Did I? I did not. Why is it that now, hata si now sijafika, why is it that when I move to that 1-bedroom apartment in Kilimani, Kileleshwa, Lavington or whatever, ndo unaanza kusema, Kayeta anatupea pressure. Ile time ingine pressure iko ina hit, why? Yeah, some people like to say, no, but you know human beings like to like you look up to vitu ziko juu ya what you can't afford. Apana, that's the thing. Don't do that. Me, I always say, ata when you admire something, mnajua wimbo, when you admire something, make sure that you admire it because you admire it, not because you have been conditioned to admire it. It's the same as soft life. Personally, I think that soft life is different. Soft life yangu si yako na yako si yake hivyo hivyo, iko na different definitions. Si lazima your definition of soft life ikue, dinner in Diani, gallivanting in Maldives, Dubai, blah blah blah. As at now, mi kanza kama Kayetorwa, I am living this soft life. It can be softer, it can be, but it is soft. Kwanza, it is softer than it was 2 years ago when I moved from home. This is a soft life for me. It can get softer, yes. Am I working hard to ensure that it gets softer? Yes. But as at now, enjoy where you are at. Usijikompare. Kujikompare na watu itakuwa the death of you. Na pia unajikompare kwa nini na you are not the same. We are not the same in every type of way. That's why I really don't like it when people say, I'd like to be like you. Do not like to be like me. Like to be good, great, but not like me. Like me, napenda Rihanna sana. I would like to be as good maybe, but just not her, cause you never know. You don't know. If you wanna be like me, do you only want this flashy beat? Ama unataka pili ugonjwa wewe na nitandika usiku? Personally, I cry myself to sleep almost every night. Are you gonna take that? Utachukua full package ama nusu? Again, do not compare yourself, and especially do not compare yourself to people that you see on the internet. The internet is fake. The moment tu kamera imewekwa hivi mjue, performance inaanza kidogo. Hata mimi, kidogo. People who know me in real life, I'm not always like this. I'm not always jolly. So, mambo ya mtandao, isikupe pressure for shit. Nothing angers me like hearing hiyo. Eti, mnatupea pressure online, mnatusetia standards, our celebrities normalizing. What are we normalizing? We ain't normalizing shit. Viewer, take accountability. Sawa? Sawa. And don't forget to practice gratitude. Your small wins, celebrate them. Actually, don't call them small, they are big. My first phone was Techno Spark, and then I got a Techno Camon. When I bought the Camon, that was the biggest win in my life. Baby, I was unstoppable. Content now nili drop banger after banger. At the same time, mimi nikibuy my Camon 17 at 20k. Your time, 16. iPhone 16 was out. Someone had it and that was their win. Do not invalidate your wins. And I think that people invalidate their wins when they begin comparing. Hata when it comes to love. Your boyfriend, your husband, your man, your woman. Amekubaya. Let's say something as simple as roses. And it's something that they don't do on a regular day. So for you, that's something good. You should feel happy. Usianze kusema, huwezi nibaya mani bouquet. Mbona una compare atakubaya ikifika your time akipata. But for now, what you have, it's still good. Because trust me, there are some people in a relationship ata hiyo bouquet of plain old flowers hawajapata. Sawa. Guys, if I feel like I'm a little bit too passionate about this, it's because I am. Because ever since I began implementing this, like, the gratitude and everything, life's just easy and simple. Watu nilizanga, mbona unakaa kwa stress free in spite of having the illness? Because I am. Okay, ugonja bado inanipiga ma-KO. But sasa hizi mambo za dunia, these mundane things, ndo siachangi zini stress sana. Kidogo tu. Si sana. Okay? Number 6. It is okay to outgrow people. This I had to learn the hard way, and it hurts. But the thing is, personally, I think that human beings are progressive. If you believe in evolution, personally, kuna venye naiamini, we evolve. So the only way you can evolve, sometimes you need to shed so that you can adapt to your new surroundings. I'm gonna give an example when it comes to people. When I was in high school, my high school life was shitty. I always tell you guys, those were the worst years of my life. Fast forward, when I got to Form 3 towards Form 4, it's when, like, let's say I had a very solid, small friend group. And these were people who were very dear to me. I loved them, honestly. I loved them so much. Watu watano tu hivi, but solid people. And I remember towards the end, time ya KCSE, I knew that life is changing and everyone is gonna go in different directions, and I'm probably not going to be seeing these people as much. So fast forward, after high school, I joined uni. Everyone goes mali anenda, wengine hata wakahama from Kajiado. I moved out of Kajiado. Next thing, I moved to Nairobi. I began, like, nikaingia into influencing na kichwa kabisa. Now, one of my closest friends who helped me during the hardest times in my life was, let me say, Muslim. Him being Muslim, it was a he actually, never came in between our friendship. But after high school, kuna venye he withdrew kidogo, which again, valid. Now, when I began living my life like this, I knew for a fact that we are not going to be as tight like we used to. Kwa sababu the way I live my life does not with the Muslim way of life. And for him, is actually a very, like, stout Muslim, like, yo, we say, like, yeah, like that. So I knew. And he also knew that. So slowly tuliacha tu kuongea. These days we don't talk at all. Iliniuma sana, but I know, because everything, the way I live my life, for him, I'm living a life of sin. Extreme sin, actually. So we don't have things in common. Does it take away the fact that we were good friends? No, it does not. Every once in a while tunasalimiana, pleasantries. Whenever I go back to Kajiado, tukionana in town, hi, but ni hivyo tu. And I do miss them, but it's okay to outgrow people. So remember, it's okay to outgrow people, habits, and places, especially when nothing happened that made the relationship fall apart. You guys just drifted. Like for us, it just happened. We slowly drifted apart because we are living different lives. We have different realities, different interests, different beliefs as at now. It's okay. Don't beat yourself up about it. Ni sawa tu, utakuwa sawa. You're gonna find new people. That's just life. Life changes. So it's okay to outgrow people, habits and places. Hata habits. And you don't even need to explain yourself. Kama ulikuwa unapenda chai na siku hizi upendi. Mbona siku hizi upendi chai? Hivyo tu. Hivyo tu. Like mimi nilikuwa napenda nini siku hizi sipendi. I used to love sweets. Sweets so much. Siku hizi nikionanga sweets nasikia I don't. The only sweet things napenda ni chocolate. Just white chocolate. You know, I'm giving y'all hints by the way. But yeah, just white chocolate and keki kidogo. Si sana. But kitambo I was obsessed. But nika outgrow too. These days they don't excite me like they used to. Maybe it came with ado, I don't know. It just happened. Also, it's okay to change your mind. So kama ulikuwa umesema nitafanya hii kitu, ifike around your time na feel like you don't want to do it anymore, or rather you just don't want to do it, just say it. As long as we communicate in due time. Like if it was something that was going to inconvenience somebody, let's say if you were supposed to meet up with someone or to go out or to volunteer somewhere, ikikaribia hiyo masaa and truly deep inside you don't want to go to that place, just call and communicate. Hi, I know we agreed on meeting up here and here, but as at now, I really don't think that I want to do that. You can give a reason, but you don't have to. But nayo kama ulikuwa umeagree to do something na imefika hiyo time. I don't like people who change their mind like last minute kabisa, especially if it's something that people have gone out of their ways to arrange for. But it's still okay to do it. Just do what you're comfortable with. Guys don't like it. By guys I mean men. Whenever I say that, comfortable, unaringa, okay. Nisiporinga nani ataniringia? Hakuna. If I'm not comfortable with doing something, I'm not doing it. I'm not, and you shouldn't too. Number 7, financial literacy is very important. It is very important. Learn to budget, save, and understand money early. The earlier the better. The earlier the better. Now, it can be different for everyone. Personally, mi nasemanga to look at your priorities. For me, I even said this a while back on TikTok. Priorities zangu ni number 1. Okay, the way I arrange them, like ukinipea dosa hizi venye nitaziangalia. Rent, food, healthcare. Clothing si sana. Rent, food, healthcare. Like hizo ndo top 3. Ama healthcare, food, rent. Food, hizo. Cause it does not make sense to me that I have not paid my rent na niko outside nimeenda kugalavant. Yoni ufala. For me, yoni ufala. Cause when you pay your rent, umesecure a roof over your head. When you have food in the house, atokwe brokey. You have a roof over your head, something for your stomach. Healthcare is also very key for me kwa sababu I get my episodes at random times. Saa hizi venye tunaongea hivi tunaweza, God forbid, but tunaweza ongea tu nimefry. Next thing, my whole body is in bone breaking pain. Ama ni bone shattering pain. So I need to have some chums yenye at least nipate transport to the hospital. Maybe ka deposit kidogo. Ama just something to pay so that I can feel some relief. For me, is on the priorities. So again, it does not make sense if you haven't solved hizi na umeruka to enjoyment. Niambie kayo si ufala. So just assess yourself, know your priorities. One thing that I have been struggling with, but I'm kinda kidogo naanza kudeal nayo, it's saving. Kusave kwangu huanga tricky. I can save for a purpose, like let's say when I was saving towards my phone, or when I was saving towards moving out. But sa ikifika hivi natumia ni hivyo. Sijaikuwa itina like saving somewhere, but that's something that I'm working with. So just be financially literate. Know your weaknesses. I always tell you guys, mi kitambo nilikuanga na spend kama drug dealer. Pablo Escobar. You just walk around. Cha-ching. Saizo sina shit. So una cha-ching inaisha. And now you need to start borrowing. You need people to lend you money. And personally, I don't think that's nice. It's not bad to borrow, but kila saa kweli. kila saa kweli. No. So learn about your finances. Number 8, self-worth does not come from external validation. You are enough even when no one claps for you. Learn how to validate yourself. Your number one validator should be you. And trust me, when you validate yourself kabisa, whatever people out here are saying is not going to matter. Mimi nasemanga kwanza, I do not take advice from people I do not want to become. I also do not take advice from people who do not feed me. There's this trend, I guess early this year, last year, where guys were telling ladies, yoambia morio kudinya. So mi pia wezi niambia kaunilishi. I know it comes from a place of kiburi. And don't get me wrong, it's not like I'm not gonna listen to you. I am a very good listener. Nitaka nikusikize. Maybe I can pick a point or two, but chances of me implementing what you're telling me, tricky sana. And the thing about you validating yourself, you know, because people out here do not know. Mambo ya watu sisikie sana. That's something that I had to learn yata before I left home, just as soon as I landed on the internet. Because the thing about being on this social media space, personally I can say I have a large following, large engagement, like many people from around the world, but mostly in Kenya, are interacting with your content on a daily, and people have opinions. It's a public platform and people like to voice their opinions, and I see, I'm not blind. I see, I read them. But sasa it's up to me nijue in apply for me or not. I'm gonna give you an example. I left Alpha House in mid 2024. Yeah, last year mid. And after we made a video. It's actually ebu scroll down my page. It's the 3rd video on my YouTube. Why Naseku Klaus and Kayet left Alpha House. Scroll kwa comments kidogo, autaenda sana. Let me even check. In the comment section, I had someone talking about, the thing about some of you is you begin as a group, but after a while, you start feeling yourself, you start feeling like you're better than everyone. Now, I know this comment was coming from a place of insecurity, and I did reply to the comment, but only once, because mi pia spendangi kuargue na watu wanisaidi. Nikamwambia tu kidogo akaendelea, cause this person was willing to die on the hill that we are living because we feel better than the rest. No, personally I left to look for greener pastures, which I found. Would I still find the greener pastures if I stayed? I don't know. But what I knew for a fact is like I need to grow. I need to move up because I was getting too comfortable. There. Life was good in Alpha. Siwezi danganya. Life was nice. Life was nice. But ningebaki, I will never have begun creating my fashion content, my vlogs, this content, which has earned me money. My fashion content, it may attract big brands. I mean, brands that I only ever dreamed of. Brands nilikuwa tu, like I grew up seeing. This year I got the chance to work with Nice and Lovely. As a kid, I used to apply Nice and Lovely on my hair. Sikuwahi jua eti Nice and Lovely would approach me, Kayetorwa, and be like, girl, we see what you do and we with you. So I left for myself. Sasa ningekaa chini nisikie what this random lady on the internet is talking about. Ningekuwa wapi shwali? Ningekuwa wapi? Nowhere. Let me find the comment. Scroll tu mpaka chini, inaitwa the video. The cover page imeandikwa good things are coming. Soma tu comments utaona. There are some people who were like, yeah, you need to take risk, but some comments were like, we're just feeling ourselves. Let me try and find it. Haiko mbali sana. The comment came from a certain Michelle Okech. Michelle said, the thing of people blowing up as a group, then all of a sudden some members think bila wao group haiwezi endelea, or rather they are better than / superior in the group and should separate to pursue individual success. Should end. Why should it end? I want to be successful. You want to be successful. If you want to be successful in a group, baby, do it. That's free will. It's free will, and it's the harmless free will. I'm not trying to harm anybody. I just want the best for myself. Akaendelea kusema, it was a good wave and it'll come to an end sooner or later. Very soon, there'll be newbies in TikTok and you'll be forgotten. But it's sad, a good performer knows when to leave the stage. Go and grow. I wish y'all So, huyu ako hot and cold. Hapo mwisho alijaribu kusafisha. But mi ukujundo aliniboa akisema we felt like we were superior. We did not. We just... Personally, let me speak for myself. I wanted greener pastures and I found them. If I never left, I don't think that I would be here. Nilikuwa too comfortable. Nilikuwa nimezoea kuwork in a group. There I say kufikiririwa. Kupangwa content. Siku hizi najipanga mpaka invest in equipment which they used to provide for me. So baby, mambo ya watu usisikie at all. Unaweza sikia tu kidogo, but si sana. Don't let people determine what's best for you. If you know yourself vizuri, you know what is best for you. I feel like point iko home. Number 9, approach the world as it is and not as you hope it to be. My girl, nataka hii ingie kabisa, iland iripoti. Approach the world as it is and not how you hope it to be. I got this exact phrase from a woman that I look up to sana. I have very few mentors or people that I look up to in the world and specifically on social media. But if there is someone, as a young woman, I look up to this lady. I tell you, I play her videos like every morning. Nizisikie tu, ndo yo word hit home. And actually go to my TikTok, you have my homepage, then scroll once or twice, you're gonna see a collection imeandikwa best of Nangami. If you're a girl who's into empowerment like me, listen to that lady. She's a beautiful speaker, a beautiful lady. Anaitwa Nangami Masaka. The Nangami Masaka. Basically, what I mean by approach the world as it is, be real. Do not be delusional. I know we like to say, oh, delusion will kill you. And while at it, also finish every ounce of naivety inside of you as a young woman. Do not be naive. And how is the world? The world is what is real. And let me tell you, for instance, what is real. Money equals power. People like to say, no, money does equal power. And money runs the world. Until you get to that point where mimi nimelala kwa entrance ya hospitali and they wanna chase you out because you don't have deposit. Because ndo uingie hosi unahitaji ka deposit. Hata painkiller wakupay. So that we can administer this ka painkiller. Tujiona message mpesa. And in times like that is when you look at yourself, unajievaluate, unasema, wow, I really need to get some money. So approach the world as it is. Look at your reality. How can you change your reality? And also when you make your own decisions, remember they are yours. People might judge what you're doing to get what you want. But ukilala hapo kwa stretch, ukilia peke yako, kona wewe zi. When you're sleeping hungry, are they there? No. So, do not let people who do not know your options judge decisions zako. Don't. And that's what it means, like to approach the world as it is. Approach it as it is. I don't know how well I can pound this point home, but na feel umenielewa. Reality, angalia reality. And then after assess reality, how am I gonna deal with it? How am I going to deal with it best to fit my interests? Because that's how the world is. We can wish for a better world where hizi vitu zingekuwa zinafanyika, but that's just wishful thinking. If wishes were horses. Someone was making fun of me, I guess the other day. Alikuwa like, you have on Instagram, I have like 450 something K followers. Kila mtu akitoa tu $10 unabai gari, cause mimi napandanga nduthi kila saa. Niko yeah, but if wishes were horses, realistically, is that gonna happen? No. So am I going to sit around and wait for the car? Ndo nitoke nje zi. Nitapanda what is there? Mat. What can I afford? Kani mat na afford, panda yo mat. Kama ni nduthi na phone napanda hiyo nduthi. Mnataka nitoe wapi? Nitoe wapi gari? Nitoe wapi? Hakuna. Hapo tukiwa kwa approach the world as it is. Ndo tunarudi kwa I want you to kill every ounce of naivety inside you. And what is naivety? Naivety is expecting that the world is going to be kind to you just because you're a woman. Again, hiyo kwanza nime-quote verbatim from the words of Nangami because it is true. Women expect that he's just doing this for me because I'm pretty. Like, ameona tunakaa fiti, so amesema atanilipia. You don't. Baby, don't do that. There's always something. Now you need to ask. Look that person in the eyes and muulize unataka nini? Okay, unanibaya chipo, then what? And in some cases, especially if that, because they always say, no, it's just a gift. I'm just doing you a favor. Let me just gift you. When the gift is too big, to whom much is given, much is expected. When the gift is too big, ebu jiulize twice. I've ever gotten such an offer that it just sounded too good to be true. It was a once in a lifetime opportunity and I turned it down kwa sababu there were strings attached and I could not see the strings, and I asked this person over and over again, what's in it for you? This is not a gift. This is not a gift. The gift was worth somebody's lifetime earnings hata ziwezi fika. And you're telling me, oh, it's just a gift, you know. You're a good person. I want to be good to you. They went as far as to tell me that maybe they were just doing the Lord's work, you know, sent by the Lord. I was like, no. Realistically, you're a man, I am a woman. What do you want? What is it in exchange? Hata NGOs wanatakanga tupicha tuwakuonyesha tumefanya kazi. So niambie, can we put it down on paper? Ni tupicha. What am I going to give in return? People don't just do utter favors. I always say everything has a price. People like to say, no, everything is transactional. I think that everything is transactional. A controversial opinion that I have, everything is transactional to the point yenye the price, or rather when someone is kind to you, they expect gratitude. And the real MVPs for me are the people who are kind just to be kind. And let me lay the scene. Let me set the scene for you. Someone will do something kind for you. They'll be kind towards you, help you. And usiposema asanti, utasikia hata wezi sema asanti. Na kusaidia hata wezi sema asanti. And sometimes, personally, I've experienced this, you know, as a sick person, I'm always at the mercies of people. And that's why I know how to relate with people. That's why I'm kind to people. Yeah, like, naweza sema najua kuishi na watu. One day, never me, najua kuishi na wase. I like toxic so much. You should check. Yoni ngoma gani? Stona kosi. Niyo, nichinje. Anasema, anajua kuishi na wase. Because I had a certain thing happen to me this year. And I called all my 911s. They were not available. So I had to call someone that hatujazoeana sana, but they had offered me. They had told me, yo, if you ever get in this situation, just ring me, darling. I'ma help you out. So I took them up on their offer. I was like, hey, I need help. They came, they helped me, and on God, I can say on my life, in the moment I said, thank you. When we got there, I said, thank you, even mdomo yangu. But later on, your paragraphs, you're very ungrateful. You're so mean. You can't even say thank you. Now, did I retaliate? No. Because one thing about me, I appreciate kindness. As someone who has shat and sat in their own ancestors hawajanipata hapo, the low and mean may relax in their own shit for days. When somebody helps me, I will say thank you. What I did not do ni kupako. In Luo we say kupako. Kupako mtu ni, I wish I could clap, like you're praising. That's what I did not do. So even when they did this, I did not retaliate. I said thank you again. Na hapo ndo nikajua human beings, most human beings are gonna be kind to you. They won't expect any monetary return, but lazima wapako. Na si mbaya, pako. Hiyo ndo kujua kuishi na wase. Because unahitaji kujua kuishi na wase dunia. So everything has a price. Things don't come for free. It's up to you as a young woman to decide, can you pay the price without it taking too much away from you? If you can, lipa. Personally, I tried something this year. Nikaifanya 2 once, nikasema never again. Your story to circle back. But remember, approach the world as it is and not how you hope it to be, baby. Let's move on. Tuko number 10, number 10. Take time to know yourself. Deconstruct yourself. Deconstruct everything about yourself. Know yourself in and out. Because when you do that, it's making decisions itakuwa easier for you. Saying your no's itakuwa easier for you. Working towards your goals. Like, know yourself, know your abilities. Know everything about yourself. Know your likes, your preference, your beliefs, your dislikes. What is the definition of you? What does love mean to you? How do you want to be loved? Hizo zote unahitaji kujua. You need to know your triggers so that you can avoid them. Or when somebody triggers you, utanote na ujue kuji compose. Composure, lads, composure. You need to know your interests, your hobbies. You need to know what you can compromise on and what you cannot. Personally, kuna some things I cannot compromise on, kuna some things I can't. You need to know who can you compromise these things on and who you can't. Sorry, nimeangusha kakitu. Yeah. Mbona na hema hivi kama mtu mzee? Damn. You need to know your purpose. Personally, recently I found out like what's my purpose. We're going to talk about that in a different video, but I like that because I've been searching for the meaning of life sana. Kuna venye nimeipata kidogo and I like that. You need to know what's your style. Yeah, what's your style? What do you like wearing? What do you not? Mimi najua kitu napenda kuvaa to the point when I go on these shoots or when you work with brands and they want you to dress in a certain way, niko no. Genuinely, there are some clothes that I know are not flattering on my body. Everyone can tell you that you look good, but personally you don't feel good. Mimi kuna some things when I wear or when I do my makeup in a certain, like I don't like blush. I don't like blush at all. Blush inafanyanga I feel like I look like a clown. Kwa sababu ya, blush. So uwezi nipata na blush siku hizi kwa uso, na pia nikikaa kwa kiti yako as a makeup artist siwezi kubali unipake blush. And nimekosana na some artists kutako, no, acha tu nikiweka kidogo babe. Hapana, sitaki blush. Na ukiinsist mi sirudi kukaa kwako, and I can also not recommend anyone to come to you. So you need to know yourself kabisa. What do you like? What's your style? And the thing about knowing yourself, like personally, I like my style. You see my fashion so much. And when people come at it, I really don't care because I like what I'm wearing. I feel good in what I'm wearing and I know I look good. And the real ones, the stylish people know. You see my accessories. I have a sister ananiambianga, si umevaa vitu mob. Yeah, nimevaa vitu mob, but I like them. And I feel good in them. You know? Yeah. So, know what you like. Deconstruct yourself. As we speak, mi ni kipara. And as much as I say, not kipara, but I have short hair. Like, I shaved my hair recently, like 4 days ago. And when I did that, as much as I did not have a huge reason, I feel like deconstruction was one of the reasons why I did that. Because I wanted to know for a fact that I can be pretty regardless. And I can feel pretty regardless. Like, take off this wig, baby. I'm still gonna slay. With or without it. Lashes on, lashes off, slay. Makeup on, makeup off, slay. And slay is not only how you look, but how you carry yourself. Like without these face beads, Mi naenda outside, naenda meetings, naenda kwa events looking like that, and I feel good. And trust me, when you feel good, who ina radiate, like people can just see that you feel good. So deconstruct yourself, get to know yourself. Why do you like what you like? Kila kitu. That will just make you avoid like vitu unnecessary nyingi. Sawa. Yeah, let's move on to the next. It's getting dark. And the next one, number 11. Number 11. Should we take a break? Yo, ebu sip some water. And let me go and get my lights, cause ndo tunaingia mahali moto.